The mirror is a liar. In the civilian world, fitness is judged by aesthetics. It is measured in the circumference of a bicep, the definition of an abdominal muscle, or the number of plates on a bench press bar. We live in a culture that worships the appearance of strength. But in the profession of arms, the mirror is irrelevant. The only metric that matters is survivability. There is a fundamental difference between being fit for the beach and being fit for the battlefield. One is built on isolation exercises, air conditioning, and predictable rest periods. The other is built on chaos, load-bearing torture, and the ability to function when the heart rate is redlining at 190 beats per minute. This video is an analysis of the military obstacle course and the tactical athlete. We are going to deconstruct why the biggest guy in the room is often the first one to become a casualty, and why the United States military spends millions of dollars building wooden torture devices in the woods. Let us begin with the physiology of the gym rat versus the operator. Modern bodybuilding focuses on hypertrophy, the enlargement of muscle fibers through isolated stress. A bodybuilder isolates the chest for a bench press. The bench supports his back. The floor supports his feet. The environment is stable. He pushes the weight up, lowers it, and racks it. His heart rate rarely exceeds 120. He rests for 2 minutes. He drinks water. This builds large, visually impressive muscles that are filled with sarcoplasmic fluid. They are show muscles. Now place that same physique on a military obstacle course. The environment changes instantly. There is no bench to support the back. There is no flat floor. The ground is mud. The obstacle is a 20-foot rope. The soldier is wearing 20 pounds of body armor and a helmet. When he reaches for the rope, his isolated chest muscles are useless. He needs functional strength. He needs the kinetic chain, the seamless coordination of grip, forearms, lats, core, and legs. The bodybuilder's extra muscle mass becomes a liability. Oxygen is fuel. Large muscles are fuel-hungry engines. If the cardiovascular system cannot supply enough oxygen to those massive biceps, they fill with lactic acid within seconds. The gym rat freezes. His grip fails. He falls. This is why the Army uses the obstacle course. It is not just a playground. It is a filter designed to expose the difference between cosmetic fitness and functional durability. Look at the Nasty Nick course used by Special Forces. It is 2 miles of erratic, vertical, and horizontal stress. One of the most common obstacles found in military training is the weaver. It consists of inclined logs. The soldier must go over one and under the next, weaving their body through the structure. This is a nightmare for the rigid athlete. It requires extreme mobility in the hips and shoulders. It requires the core to act as a stabilizer while the limbs are under tension. You cannot bench press your way through a weaver. You have to flow through it. This mimics the reality of urban combat, climbing through blown-out windows, navigating collapsed walls, and crawling through sewer pipes. Then there are the monkey bars or the horizontal ladder. In a playground, this is a game. In training, the bars are often spaced unevenly. They spin. They are wet with rain or sweat. The soldier is tired. This tests grip endurance. In tactical terms, grip is life. If you cannot hold onto a ledge, you fall. If you cannot hold your rifle steady after a sprint, you miss. The forearms are the first point of failure for most untrained recruits. The gym trains you to hold a barbell for 30 seconds. The obstacle course trains you to hold your own body weight until the mission is done. But the most critical component of military fitness is not the obstacle itself. It is the load, the rucksack. The human body is evolved to run. It is not evolved to run with 60 pounds of gear strapped to its back. The rucksack changes the center of gravity. It pulls the torso backward. To compensate, the soldier must lean forward. This changes the biomechanics of the stride. The hips must work harder. The knees take more impact. The lower back is under constant compression. This is where the go muscles live. The posterior chain, the glutes, the hamstrings, the spinal erectors. These are the engines of the tactical athlete. A soldier with a strong back and strong legs can carry the fight to the enemy. A soldier with a weak back is a medical evacuation waiting to happen. This is why you see special operations soldiers doing deadlifts, farmer carries, and lunges. They are hardening the chassis to handle the armor. Let's analyze the concept of tactical movement under fatigue. You see soldiers moving in a wedge formation across a field. They are scanning for threats. Their weapons are at the low ready. This looks easy. Now add the context. They have been walking for 6 hours. Their shoulders are burning from the weight of the plate carrier. Their legs are heavy. Suddenly they take fire. They must sprint to cover. This is an anaerobic explosion. 0 to 100% effort in seconds. They dive behind a wall. Now they must return fire. This is the paradox of combat. The body is shaking with adrenaline. The lungs are heaving for air. The heart is pounding against the ribs, but the hands must be surgically steady. To hit a target at 300 meters requires fine motor skills. If a soldier's fitness is poor, his heart rate stays too high for too long. He cannot control his breathing. His sights wobble, he misses. The obstacle course trains this recovery. You sprint to the rope, you climb the rope, and at the top you have to transition over a beam. That moment of transition requires calm focus in the middle of physical exertion. It teaches the brain to override the panic of the body. Balance is another overlooked aspect of combat fitness. We see recruits walking across balance beams or logs. It seems rudimentary. Why are grown men balancing on logs? Because in the field, the ground is never flat. Mountain warfare requires moving along narrow ridges with heavy packs. Amphibious warfare requires moving from a rocking boat to a ladder. The small stabilizer muscles in the ankles and the core must be intelligent. They must react to micro changes in the terrain instantly. A twisted ankle in the mountains of Afghanistan is not an inconvenience. It is a mission failure. The balance beam forces the nervous system to recruit those stabilizer muscles, protecting the joints from injury. The military also focuses heavily on work capacity. This is the ability to perform work over time. A powerlifter has high strength but low work capacity. A marathon runner has high work capacity but low strength. The soldier needs both. This is the hybrid athlete. They must be able to deadlift a wounded comrade who weighs 200 pounds, but they also must be able to ruck march 12 miles to get to the extraction point. This is why military physical training, or PT, is evolving. The days of just doing push-ups and running 5 miles are fading. Modern tactical training incorporates sandbags, kettlebells, and sled drags. These are odd objects. They are awkward. They are hard to hold. A sandbag does not have a balanced handle like a dumbbell. It shifts. It fights you just like a human body. If you have to drag a casualty out of the kill zone, that body is dead weight. It is floppy. Training with sandbags prepares the muscles for the reality of moving unpredictable loads. Let's talk about the environment. The gym is climate-controlled, 72 degrees, 0 humidity. The obstacle course is exposed. Rain makes the wood slick. Mud adds weight to the boots. Heat causes dehydration. Cold causes stiffness. The soldier must perform regardless of the elements. This builds mental callousness. When you are hanging from a bar, your hands are slipping, rain is stinging your eyes, and your muscles are failing, you have a choice. You can drop or you can find a way. This decision point is what the military calls the gut check. It is not about physiology anymore. It is about psychology. The obstacle course is designed to induce fear. The tough one obstacle forces you to climb 30 feet in the air and maneuver over a log. For someone afraid of heights, this triggers a primal freeze response. The amygdala screams danger. The soldier must use their prefrontal cortex to suppress that fear and execute the movement. This is stress inoculation. By exposing soldiers to controlled fear on the course, They are less likely to freeze when the bullets start flying. There is also a social component to this training. In the gym, you have headphones on, you are in your own world. On the obstacle course, you are often working as a team. You help a buddy over the wall, you cheer for the guy struggling on the rope. This builds cohesion. It reinforces the idea that your fitness is not for you. Your fitness is for the man next to you. If you are weak, you cannot carry him. If you are slow, you cannot cover him. Selfish fitness has no place in a squad. The United States Army has recently introduced the ACFT, the Army Combat Fitness Test. It replaces the old run and push-up test with a 6-event assessment that mirrors combat tasks. The deadlift mimics lifting gear. The standing power throw mimics throwing equipment or personnel. The sprint drag carry simulates moving ammo cans, dragging casualties, and sprinting under fire. The leg tuck tests climbing strength. This shift acknowledges a hard truth: the nature of war is physical. Technology has not changed the fact that humans must carry heavy things over bad terrain to kill other humans. So look at the footage of these soldiers. Look at the mud on their boots. Look at the sweat on their faces. They are not training to look good in a t-shirt. They are training to be harder to kill. They are building a chassis that can withstand the punishment of combat. They are building a mind that refuses to quit when the body is empty. For the civilian watching this, there is a lesson here. Functional fitness is about freedom of movement. It is about being useful. Are you strong enough to pull yourself up a ledge? Are you mobile enough to crawl under a barrier? Do you have the lung capacity to sprint for your life? If the answer is no, then all the time in front of the mirror is wasted. The obstacle course is a metaphor for life. There will always be walls. There will always be heavy burdens to carry. The question is not whether the obstacle is fair. The question is whether you have done the work to overcome it. The soldier does not ask for a lighter pack, he asks for a stronger back, and that strength is not built on a machine. It is built in the dirt, on the rope, and on the long, lonely miles of the ruck march. This analysis of military fitness reveals the stark reality of the profession of arms. It is a world where performance is binary. You pass or you fail. You survive or you don't. And the preparation for that binary moment happens every single morning in the rain on the nasty nick where excuses go to die. If you want to incorporate this style of training into your life, start simple. Put some weight in a backpack and go for a walk. Find a pull-up bar. Get off the machines and move your body through space. You don't need a gym membership to be dangerous. You just need gravity and the will to work. Subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns of military doctrine and training methodology. We will be covering the specific nutrition plans of elite operators and the recovery protocols used to fix broken bodies. The training never stops. Neither does the mission.